Yes, guys, yes, people, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another episode of Premier League Predictions. Today is Friday, and you know what that means? It's time for me to predict this weekend's Premier predictions for game week 4. And there's a couple of things I'm going to do before I go on to my predictions. First of all, got a haircut today, so I look totally different than I was in the previous videos. And let me know in the comments down below if you think I look handsome and did you like my haircut. So let me know in the comments down below. Second of all, today we're entering the new month and it's September. So I'm telling you guys, this year has gone quick. I know already September, and that means that this Monday or possibly next week, the work is people have schools schools are back, colleges are back, universities, work days are back, so everyone is going to be very, very annoyed. But listen, I hope you guys had a great summer break. I did as well because I went to some holidays, the likes of Coventry, get to see my friends, do some workouts. So I really had a nice summer. I hope you guys did very well. So there we go. So this week, possibly next week, school is back. So unfortunately for you guys, that means you're gonna have to wake up early, get dressed, do some revising, do some reading, and just prepare for your exams. Whether doing Key Stage 3 or doing GCSE, you have to just revise and keep on revising until you pass. So there we go. And last but not least, today is the start of meteorological autumn. And yeah, it will not, I mean, summer is not over just yet. It will be over in 3 weeks from today. So on the 22nd of September, that's when autumn will start to happen. So it's meteorological because today's the 1st of September, but autumn will start in 3 weeks' time. So summer is not over yet. And to be honest with you, this year has been really, really disappointing comparing to last year. We see temperatures of 40.2 degrees, which is the record in the UK's history. So yeah, never seen temperatures like that. I mean, we saw some continuous amount of rain, just raining and raining. We seen like 7 weeks in a row where the weekend has been seeing some rainy and stormy weather. So yeah, it's been really, really disappointing for summer. But in June, it was alright, but July and August was absolutely terrible. So I'm hoping that next summer will be in 2024 will be better than this year. So yeah, so really disappointing. But the good news is that throughout this week there'll be lots of blue skies, more sunshine, a little bit of rain, but more sunshine, a bit of warmth. So that's the only good thing I get to see. And this is the first time we get to see this since maybe probably June because you haven't seen continued amounts of sunshine, warmth. In July and August, you've seen some rain, but now it's going to be an absolute turnaround. So that's a really good thing. But yeah, today's major local Spain. Today is September, and yeah, about a month to go until my birthday. So, cheese is going quick. But yeah, that's all the information I can give you. And let me not forget. Today is the final day of the summer transfer window. So, as I'm recording this right now, there's about 7 hours. Wait, is it 7 hours? Yeah, 7 hours to go until the deadline day, until the transfer window has completely shut. Not yeah, if that sorry, here in the U here in England, sorry, 6 hours to go as I'm recording this right now. There's about 6 hours to go until the transfer window has completely shut. So yeah, so I can see some signs already from all of the clubs, the likes of Burnley, Chelsea, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, all Premier League clubs trying to sign these players before it's completely shut. So there we go. So tomorrow, or possibly when I'm doing my um or possibly on Monday, I'll be giving you guys my thoughts on Chelsea's overall transfer window, how I rate these signings, and do I think it will make Chelsea much better than it was last season. So make sure you guys check that out. So that will be after the Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest game. That will be kicking off tomorrow. So make sure you guys check that out. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts and opinions on that one. Yeah, but before we get into that, First of all, if you guys haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button if you're new. I'm getting close to 200 subscribers, so I need at least 10 people to subscribe so that I can get at least 200 before the game starts. If you guys can do that to me, that's good. Smash a like if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you click the bell notifications on the Netflix and on my YouTube content, and make sure you click the share button so that you guys can give your predictions for this weekend's game week 4 in the comments down below. So if you guys can do that for me, then that would be great. Right, guys, without further ado, let's go on with my predictions for game week 4 this weekend. So, first of all, we have Luton Town versus West Ham United that will be kicking off in about 3 hours' time as we're recording this right now. And the great news, if you're a Luton fan, then I'm going to give you guys this great news. For the very first time and in your history in the Premier League, your stadium, their old stadium, is allowed to play the Premier League, because I'm going to give you the reasons why. Because ever since they've been promoted to the Premier League, which was about 3 months, about getting close to 4 months ago, they have to rebuild that stadium because of away crowds going to, it's like going to people's houses. So, but I got some great news. They're allowed to have their stadium. Is that they have new stands, new floodlights, new toilets, new tactical area, approved away dressing room, which is nice. Same stadium, their new main entrance, more parking, more meeting facilities, and relayed pitch. So that is a good thing, and that's a good thing if like you're going to the away crowd. So the Luton vs Burnley game will happen, but we're gonna have to confirm when they be facing each other at Kenilworth Road. So that is a good plan for Luton Town. So they'll be happy to see their fans attending their old stadium. That's going to be the smallest stadium ever in the Premier League, because Bournemouth Stadium is about 11,000 capacity, whereas not the sorry Luton Town Stadium has capacity of about 10,736. That's just my guess. So yeah, so their stadium is the lowest in the Premier League so far this season. So there we go. So yeah, Luton Town are at home against West Ham United. Of course, West Ham United, boy oh boy, I didn't expect this to happen. Going away to Brighton and just beat them 3-1. And not only that, they had 22% possession. They beat them comfortably. They were 3-0 up. Yes, they conceded, but 3-0. And I thought to myself, bro, that's going to be the shock of the season, because I thought that Brighton's going to get another 4-1 since they were top of the league, but that's got to be the worst home performance I've ever seen for Brighton. Because yes, they dominated West Ham, but it came to chance and all that stuff, they couldn't even put it away. So I was very, very shocked and surprised to see West Ham beating Brighton. So there we go. So yeah, and plus, after that one, they have signed Koundés from, I believe that was from Ajax, if I'm not mistaken. So for me, I was very surprised to see Koundés going to West Ham rather than going to Chelsea, because if he wants to move, I know he wants to move in the Premier League, you know, but to me, I'm very disappointed our owner not like focusing on Koundés, because Nkunku is out for 6 weeks. No, sorry, for 4 months. Connie Chukwuemeka is out for 6 weeks. So I would have thought that we could sign Nkunku, but instead, sorry, Kundus, but instead we signed Palmer. So I'm very disappointed. But for West Ham, that's a really good signing, because before Kundus came to West Ham, he's got a hat trick in his last game. So I think West Ham signing Kundus is really good, because they need an attacking midfielder after they sold Declan Rice and all that stuff. So I think Koundés is going to be a really good signing for Luton Town. Do I see him starting for this game tonight? I don't think so. So I believe he will be in the squad, but possibly he'll be on the bench. But I don't think he'll start this game. But yeah, West Ham United are unbeaten so far. 2 wins and a draw. They beat Chelsea, they beat Brighton, they drew against Wolves. So West Ham are doing a good job. You know, and that aim is to at least be in, at least like trying to like be getting close to like be in, like, if they can finish in the top six, then that'll be great for them because last season they were this close to getting relegated, but they actually didn't. So Moyes is doing a fantastic job. The thing is, can he keep West Ham in the top six? We shall wait to see. But this game is going to be so difficult to predict because Luton Town, yeah, they're at home. They lose games, but they don't tend to lose a lot of games in the Championship. So, boy, oh boy, this is so difficult. But I'm gonna go for shock one because I did go for buy to win, and I did expect that to happen. But for this game, I'm gonna go for a possibly Luton Town of 2-1 win because because West Ham don't tend to do one on Friday nights, especially away from home. I remember when they faced against Chelsea in the opening day of the season. That was on a Friday night, and they've lost 2-1 to that team away from home. So I think Luton Town. They'll. Oops, sorry, that was the wrong one. I think the home stadium is going to be packed. They're going to be the atmosphere will be great. Because for the first time ever, they haven't been in the Premier League. So I feel like their home stadium is going to. I expected Luton fans to be loud, to cheer on their players, and just to put in a performance because Luton Town in because Luton Town only played 3 games, or is it two? Yeah, they only played 2 games, and those 2 games were away from home. They lost against Brighton and lost against Chelsea. So like I said, that Burnley game will be able to see where these two face each other. But for Luton Town, they'll be glad to be back in their home stadium, like 10,000. So there we go. Friday night football. I think West Ham will score, but I think Luton Town will shock everyone. So I'm gonna go for Luton Town win of 2-1 because I wanted to go for West Ham win, but I thought to myself, nah, you know what? Against Luton Town away from home, difficult place to go. So I'm going to go for Luton Town win of 2-1. So I wanted to go for 3-1 Luton, but I didn't want to disrespect West Ham. So I'm going to go for 2-1. And plus, between London and Luton Town ain't that far. It only takes about maybe 30 to 40 minutes to get there. So that journey is not that far from London. So there we go. So Friday night football, Luton Town versus West Ham United. I'm going to go for 2-1. So yeah, there we go. That's the first game later on today on game week 4. Now we move on into another game which is going to be difficult for me to predict. It's Sheffield United versus Everton. Both teams haven't got a win. Of course, Sheffield United did score 2 goals, but they've lost 3 games. They lost against Manchester City. Who was it? Let me have a look. They've lost against Manchester City. Who else? They've lost against Sheffield United, and let's have a look. Who else did they lose to? Uh, Give me a second, guys. I'll be back. Yeah, They lost against Nottingham Forest as well. So they scored 2 goals, but they've lost 3 games, and but they're in 17th. They're in 17th. Because, like I said, because Everton lost, because Everton didn't score. Luton Town and Burnley only played 2 games, so that's why Sheffield United are in 7th place as I'm recording this right now. So, boy, oh boy, like Everton, I mean, they are in serious trouble. Like, I don't think Everton will get relegated, but if they don't get wins very, very soon, then I think there's going to be serious, serious trouble. So, boy, oh boy, and plus Everton. Their lost away game, they got absolutely battered by Aston Villa. So Everton, they need to get that win. Of course, they did beat Doncaster Rovers, but that was in the Carabao Cup. So yeah, but Sheffield United, I think they've did pretty good against Manchester City. But they after they scored an equaliser, they did very, very poor to give the ball away for Rodri to score that banger. So there we go. But for Everton, if they want to win, they need to make sure what Man City did, which is dominate possession. When it comes to chances created, they need to make sure that they put it away because against the Wolves, they had chances, but they've lost. The same thing goes for Fulham, and the same thing goes for Aston Villa in the first half. So, to me, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. But since Sheffield United did impress me against Manchester City, I think Sheffield United will win this game. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 Sheffield United win because I think Everton once again will create chances, but I think Sheffield United will frustrate them, and they'll and plus it's a must-win game for both teams. If they draw, they get disappointed. So it's a must-win game for both teams. So like I said, both Sheffield United and Everton lost three games in a row, so it has to be a must-win. So. I don't know what to predict for this one, but I'm have to go for a Sheffield United win of 1-0. So this is not a game where I think Everton will get another loss on the shown dice, and I didn't expect that to happen. So there we go. So Sheffield United will get that win. I'm gonna go for a 1-0 Sheffield United win on that one. Right. Brentford against Bournemouth. Now surely Brentford cannot draw points against Bournemouth because Bournemouth um I think Bournemouth have only got a point against West Ham. They lost against Liverpool, and who else did they lose to? Tottenham away from home. Tottenham at home. So surely Bournemouth and Brentford cannot draw points because I expected Brentford to beat Crystal Palace 2-0, but it actually ended in a draw. So there we go. But for me, this time, surely Brentford cannot draw points there. So I'm going to go for Brentford of 2-0. I think Mbeumo would go for and I think the goal scores for me is going to be Mbeumo and also Wisap. So so those going to be the goal scorers, and that's going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow at the G10 Community Stadium. So I'm going to go for a Brentford 2-0 win against Bournemouth. So surely Brentford cannot drop points. If they do, then boy oh boy, I don't see Brentford even getting close to the top six or top seven, if you know what I mean, on Thomas Frank. So, and plus, going to GTEC Community Stadium ain't that easy. It really ain't. So, Brentford for me need to bounce back after their draw against Crystal Palace in the London Derby last weekend. So, yeah, 2-0 to Brentford is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow afternoon. So, there we go. Right, we move on into another team who's looking to win, and that is Burnley. They're up against Tottenham Hotspur. Of course, Tottenham Hotspur, well, Tottenham is the history of Tottenham. They have two chances of winning the trophy because I don't think they'll win the Premier League. They've got two chances to win a trophy this season, Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. Guess what? They got knocked out early. They got knocked out by Fulham on penalties, and I have to tell you, I told Tottenham fans here that you may do well under Ange Postecoglou, but I don't think you're going to win a trophy. And many people are laughing at me. Look at that. You got knocked out early by Fulham. So, yeah, it's the history of the Tottenham. They will always be in Chelsea's shadow. Yeah, because even though they're above us as a big club, they're not. They're not even in the top six right now. It's going to be Newcastle very soon, possibly Brighton and Aston Villa. So that's what I'm telling you. Ange Postecoglou is a good manager, but do I see Tottenham winning the trophy under him? No, of course they still got the FA Cup, but I don't think they'll win that too. So there we go. But in the Premier League, they have impressed me. They're unbeaten. They got 7 points out of nine. They beat Bournemouth away from home. They beat Manchester United at home, and they got a draw against Brentford. So those games, yeah, I think I'm impressed of Tottenham. But going to Burnley ain't that easy because they're up against Vincent Company, who's a really good manager. But for me, but for this game tomorrow, tomorrow at 3 p.m., I think Tottenham will bounce back after their Fulham after they got crushed out. So and plus, Vicario's got a clean sheet, and he's got the same clean sheet as Edison. So honestly, that is unbelievable. So, but yeah, I think Burnley will score this game, but I think Tottenham will get the job done. So for this game tomorrow, I'm gonna go for a. Should I go for 3-1? Should I go for 3-1 Tottenham? Because that's what Aston Villa did. That's what Man City did. They put three past Burnley. Yeah, you know what? Let me go for Tottenham with a 3-1 because James Maddison could be the summer signing because he scored against Bournemouth. He got two assists against Brentford. So 3 goals, 3 goal contribution in 3 games. It's not that bad for James Maddison. So if I was a Chelsea fan, I'll be disappointed not to get James Madison because he's a really good player, really good player. So I'm disappointed, but he's gone to Tottenham, which I didn't expect that to happen. But it looks like he's could be one of the best summer signings ever. So I think Tottenham did a really good job. So for me, the goal scorer for Burnley, I've got to go for. I'm not sure who's going to score for Burnley, but the goal scorers for Tottenham, I'm going to go for Heung-min Son, May Heung-min Son, James Madison, and possibly Romero. Those are going to be the goal scorers. I don't think we're trying to score in this game because he ain't in for Tottenham. He ain't it. So there we go. So yeah, that's going to be the goal scorers for Tottenham. And yeah, so I'm going to go for 3-1 Tottenham. I think they will get another 3 points, and I'm going to still think they're going to remain unbeaten up until the Arsenal game. So there we go. And let's not forget, this is the final game before we move on into international break. So there we go. And teams will not return until the until let's have a look. Sorry, that's a bit back. Until the yeah, what's going on? Sorry. Um, sorry. Let me just see. I went a bit too far. So yeah, this is the final game before the international break, and teams will not return until 2 weeks. 2 weeks, the 16th of September. So there we go. So this is the final game before the international break. So that is good. So yeah, so Tottenham, could they get a win before the international break? I think so. So I'm gonna go for 3-1 Tottenham, and I think they'll they will remain unbeaten until the Arsenal game. So there we go. So 3-1 Tom's going to be my prediction for that one. Right. The next game is Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest. Another game at home. Now, of course, Chelsea managed to go through to the knockouts. To the third one of the Carabao Cup, and we'll be facing Brighton at home very soon. So yeah. And the reason why we only beat Wimbledon 2-1 is because Pochettino went to a back to a back three again. And for me, that didn't work. Of course, we did go through and we did win, but I think Pochettino once again he's not consistent enough with the tactical lineup. Like I don't know why he's not going to a 4-3-1. Yes, there's some players like Thiago Silva that can't do one in the back three, but it did work in pre-season because we managed to put four past Brighton, five past Wrexham. We managed to draw against Newcastle, which I think we should have won. We beat Fulham 2-0, and we've also drew against Dortmund. So that's why I don't get why this back four is not working. But I'm not going to talk about this too much because I'm going to talk about this in my match preview either today or tomorrow. So make sure you guys check that out. But Chelsea, but not so Forest here. Away from home, they have some pretty tough tests. They've they had if not if Brendan Johnson would have scored that chance, maybe this would be a totally different game. If not so Forest, I think not so Forest are very unlucky not to get a draw because I don't think Rashford, I don't think that was a penalty. For me, I'm 50-50, but overall, Rashford died. He definitely died. For me, that is not a penalty to Manchester United. So there we go. So I think Nottingham Forest will put a really good test up against Chelsea. But listen, we're at home. Our aim is to improve our home record and finish in the top five under Pochettino. So we should win this game. And yeah, do I see us conceded against Nottingham Forest? Yes. But do I see us getting the win? Yes. And so I think I'm going to go for a Chelsea win of 3-1. Of course, I wanted to go for 4, but I thought to myself, now we've got better players than Nottingham Forest, so we should go there and beat them. And let's not forget, Nottingham Forest here have got a good record against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Last season, I think we beat them 2-0, something like that, or was it 1-0? And then in the FA Cup, we always beat them 3-0 and all that stuff. I'm not so confident, but I should be confident because, like I said, Nottingham Forest haven't got a good record against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So that's why I'm going to go for Chelsea with a 3-1. I think, and I also saw a stat here that let me just have a look. I just saw this stat, which as a Nigerian, I'm pretty happy. Nope. Where is it, man? Where is that stat? Yeah. Um, Ta- Taiwo Awoniyi becomes the first Nottingham Forest player ever to score in seven straight Premier League matches. Only the third African footballer to achieve that after Emmanuel Adebayor and Mo Salah. That is a pretty good stat. Um, so when he scored that goal against who did he score? Who was Nottingham Forest's last game? Manchester United. That was pretty impressive. But I do think he will score against Chelsea, but I think he will. I don't think, and let's not forget. Let's hope here that Chelsea don't do what Manchester United do, which is conceding early goals, and that's how. So if we because and plus the only way for us to do that is to go back four against Nottingham Forest. It's as simple as that. So I think yeah. So but I will talk about this later on. So yeah, Manchester. I'm sorry, Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Chelsea win. The goal scorers for Chelsea is going to be Nicholas Jackson and let's see. Do I see Wayne Sterling? Yeah, I see Wayne Sterling scoring and also possibly Enzo Fernandez. So those are going to be the goal scorers for that game tomorrow afternoon. And this is the first time that Chelsea have got a 3 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday, the very first time this season. So there we go. And let's hope Chelsea could win before the international break in 2 weeks' time. So there we go. So Chelsea, I'm going to predict a 3-1 win against them for tomorrow. Right, we move on into Manchester City versus Fulham, and of course Fulham did do well against Arsenal, going down to 10 men and drawing. And to be honest with you, they should have perhaps win against Arsenal because they had many clear cut chances to score, but Ramsdale saved the day. So there we go. For Manchester City, though, they just managed to beat Sheffield United 2-1. So for this game, I think Fulham are going to definitely lose this game, but I don't think they will get battered. To be honest with you, I don't think so. So because Fulham are a really good team, they're a really good team. They've drawn two. They've lost only once. So sorry, they've beaten Everton. They've drawn against Arsenal, which I think they should have won, and they've also lost against Brentford in the West London derby. So they're on the same points as Chelsea. So I think Manchester City will. I feel like this game will be the exact same thing against Sheffield United, where City will dominate Fulham, um, win the game. But when it comes to Chelsea to put in the back of the net, I think Manchester City will score two, but I don't think they'll score more than that. So I think Fulham will score, but I see Manchester City beating Fulham. Let's not forget when these two faced each other at um Craven Cottage. It was 2-0 to Manchester City, and Fulham impressed me, and they couldn't and they should have even scored against Manchester City last season. That was at Craven Cottage. So I think this will be the exact same thing as last season, but I think Manchester City will get the job done. And let's not forget, Man City, as I'm recording this right now, on top of the table, 9 points, 3 wins out of three. Conceded against Sheffield United, which I didn't expect that to happen, but yeah, two clean sheets. So far so good. And plus, Pep Guardiola didn't attend that game because, like I said, he have a back injury, so he'll miss the next couple of games. So and I did tell you that Manchester City will cope under Pep Guardiola, but I don't think they'll be the same Manchester City as they was last season. So there we go. So yeah, Manchester City, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win against Fulham. And for me, and I think for me, the goals goes for Fulham is going to be Wow Jimenez. The goals goes for me for Manchester City are going to be Erling Haaland to score twice. So, and like I did say, I don't think Erling Haaland will beat his own record, but I think he'll win the Golden Boot once again. So there we go. So those are going to be the goal scorers, and that's going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow afternoon at the Etihad Stadium. So 2-1 to Manchester City is going to be my prediction for that one. Right. Last and not least, we move on to the last Saturday night, Saturday game in the Premier League, and that is Brighton versus Newcastle United, and that game will be kicking off at 5:30 p.m. UK time. Of course, both teams lost their last game. Because Brighton lost their last game against Liverpool, especially Darwin Núñez scoring late. Newcastle losing the last game, whereas for Brighton got beaten by West Ham United after dominating possession. So yeah, both teams losing that game, but this should be a really good game. Brighton against Newcastle United. Now, I wanted to go for Brighton to win, but my mind was telling me no, go for a draw. So I'm going to go for Desmond 2-2 because both teams they lose their game, but I thought that Newcastle did one in the first half, but in the second half, I think Eddie Howe got this terribly one, taking off for Tonali, Isak, and all that stuff. So and like taking off Anthony Gordon too, and that's how Liverpool. That's why they've lost against Liverpool because those substitutions. For me, it doesn't make any sense. For Brighton, though, I was very surprised because they dominated West Ham, but they just gave the ball away. They were passive. They were horrible. Yes, they scored a goal, but I didn't expect Brighton to lose against West Ham United. So I was very, very disappointed by that one, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw because I don't see one team winning this game. Yes, Newcastle are a good team, but they've lost against Liverpool. Brighton, they are home. I didn't. If they would have beaten West Ham United, they would have definitely gone for Brighton with a probably 2-1. But I'm going to go for Desmond 2-2 because I think that was doing so when these two faced each other last season. I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to go for Desmond 2-2. And yeah, tough game for both teams. It's good that this game will be live on Sky Sports and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go for Desmond 2-2. Not gonna do the live watching for that one, unfortunately. So there we go. But I'm gonna go for Desmond 2-2. The goal scores for the Brighton one is gonna be Sonny March and Danny Welbeck. And the Newcastle goal scores for me are got to be Callum Wilson and Alexander Isak. So those are gonna be the goal scorers for that game tomorrow evening at 5:30 p.m. UK time. So there we go. So yeah, Desmond Tutu is going to be my prediction for that one tomorrow. Then we move on into Super Sunday, and Crystal Palace is up against Wolves. Now, of course, Crystal Palace got a decent draw against Brentford away from home, so that's good. Whereas for Wolves, they beat Everton 1-0, which I think they're very lucky because, like I said, Everton got bare chances, but they couldn't put him at the back of the net. That's why they beat Wolves. Now, of course, Crystal Palace, their last home game, they've lost against Arsenal, which I think they should have won. For Wolves, their last game away from home, let me see. Wolves' last game away from home was, let's just have a look. Sorry, I'm just going off. What was Wolves' last game away from home? Oh yeah, their last game away from home they've won. So there we go. Not going to talk about this too much, but I think Crystal Palace, they tend to do well at home. So I think this is going to be difficult for Wolves. So for this game tomorrow, sorry, on Sunday, I think Wolves will score. But I think Crystal Palace will get that win. So I was thinking 2-1 Crystal Palace. I want to go for 3-1, but I thought to myself now, if I want to get the 3 points, I'm going to go for 2-1 because because Michael Elise has stayed for Crystal Palace, and let's not forget they've got some really good players, the likes of Usain Edward, Michael Elise, all of these wicked players. So that's why I think Crystal Palace will win this game, and I feel like Wolves will make it difficult for them, but yeah. But I thought they're very lucky to beat Everton. I got very, very lucky. So yeah. So I think Crystal Palace will get that win. And I'm gonna go for a 2-1 to them. Wolves, I'm not sure who the goal scorer for V who's gonna be for them, but I think Crystal Palace goal scorer is gonna be M- um, Gu- Macho Guari and Usain Edward. So those going to be the goal scorers for that game tomorrow. Don't think this game will be live on Sky Sports. So yeah, but I think this game will be online to watch live. So make sure if you're Crystal Palace or Wolves fan, make sure you go online and check out how to watch that game live. So there we go. So yeah, Crystal Palace going to get that 2-1 win against Wolves at their home ground. Then we move on into Liverpool against Aston Villa, and I know that this game I think this game will be televised on Sky Sports, main event on Sky Sports Premier League. Of course, Liverpool got a huge win against Crystal Palace, whereas for Aston Villa, um, they've beaten Burnley 3-1 away from home. So there we go. So yeah, Liverpool, Liverpool. I feel like I think do I think Liverpool will finish in the top four? Maybe because they're unbeaten still, and they're on the same points as West Ham, Arsenal, and Tottenham Hotspur. They got winner players, but they're still looking to sign some other players as well. So there we go. For Aston Villa though, Leon Bailey, I tell you, he's a wicked, wicked player, and that's why many Tottenham fans here will be very disappointed not to sign him because I'm telling you, he's looking like a threat. He's he loves to score goals for Aston Villa. He scored against Newcastle, Everton, and he also scored against Burnley. So yeah, he's looking like a wicked, wicked player for Aston Villa. So I think he's going to cause a huge problem for Liverpool's defense. But listen, this game is at Anfield. If this game was at Villa Park, they'd have definitely gone for that Aston Villa winner, probably 2-1. But yeah, this game is at Anfield, and yeah, I think Aston Villa will score, but I think I have to go for a Liverpool win of probably. Yeah, I'm going to go for Liverpool in a 3-1. Just the exact same thing against Bournemouth. And I have to tell you, Liverpool in this game, and they need to do far better defensively. If they cannot concede goals that early, because if they do, then I think they will come back. But their aim is to not concede goals, especially at Anfield, because we've seen this before against Bournemouth, against Leeds, and all that stuff. So Liverpool need to do their job defensively. So yeah, but I think Liverpool will get the job done. For Aston Villa, the goal scorer for me has got to be Leon Bailey. For Liverpool's goal scorers, I've got to go for Mo Salah, um, Diogo Jota, and Luis Diaz. That is going to be the overall goal scorers for this game. Liverpool will continue to remain unbeaten. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Liverpool win at Anfield. I think this game will be televised in the UK, especially on Sky Sports. So make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, 3-1 to Liverpool is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow. And then, last and not least, the game of the weekend, the big game of the weekend, the biggest rivalry, as some people call it, in the Premier League because of Arsenal Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson. Arsenal facing Manchester United at the Emirates Stadium, and that is the Super Sunday last game of Game Week 4. And that is going to be the game here where I'm going to be doing a live watch along. So make sure you guys check that out. I'm so looking forward to this game. Because when these two faced each other last season, it was 3-2. And that game was absolutely fantastic to watch. You know, both teams like trying their best to win, but Eddie Nketiah scored late to make it 3-2. And that's how the game went. So there we go. In terms of this game, I think this game is going to be very. It's going to be different. It's going to be very different because Arsenal, the last three games, changed the tactics, changed transformation. Was for West Ham United, sorry, for Manchester United, um, the only clean sheet they had was against Wolves. They conceded two early goals against Nottingham Forest at home, but they still managed to win. They've lost against Tottenham, so I think this game will be different. But in terms of who I think is going to win, for me, I have to go for Arsenal because it's at the Emirates Stadium. And let's not forget, last season it was only Manchester City, the only big team here, to go out there and beat them. When Chelsea went there, they've lost. Liverpool went there, they've lost. Tottenham, Liverpool, big teams always go there and not and lose against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. So do I think, and this is going to be another 3-2? No. But do I see Arsenal winning? Yes. And I think for me, yeah, as a neutral fan, the only way I see Arsenal beating Manchester United is to go through that same formation as he did last season. He cannot tinker. He's trying to experiment and trying to be like Pep. But let's not. But Mikel Arteta is not Pep Guardiola. Mikel Arteta is not a god as a manager. Yes, he's the assistant coach, but he's not Pep Guardiola. He is not. So if Mikel Arteta wants to win this game and beat Manchester United, go for that same formation as you did last season, which is one selling goal, right back, Ben White, left back, Paul Bleach-Tengo, since Timber is going to be out for the rest of the season. And also, they've sold Kieran Tierney towards Sociedad. So put Zinchenko as left back, the partnership of William Salamba and Gabriel Margalhaes as the two centre backs. As a number six, putting Declan Rice there. Then alongside them is Odegaard on the left, Thomas Partey on the right. Then a front three of Bukayo Saka on the right. Um, Gabriel Monteiro on the left, and possibly you could put in Trossard there. But I think when Eddie Nketiah starts, he scores. So I think Eddie Nketiah should be up top. So that's the only the formation I want to see. And I think also fans will love to see. If he goes for the same formation as he did against Fulham, then I don't see Arsenal winning this game. I see Manchester United, beating them. And for me, if and the other side, if Manchester United want to beat Arsenal, their aim is to at least counter attack. Because remember, when these two faced each other last season at Old Trafford, that's how Manchester United beat them because of counter attacking. Brilliant football, lovely play, and all that stuff. So if Manchester United want to beat Arsenal at the Emirates for the first time since 2017, they need to put on the tactics where they can do well defensively, counter attack them, and just frustrate Arsenal, because I think Arsenal will dominate Manchester United, but I think Manchester United need to have the game plan. You know what I mean? So if Arsenal want to beat Manchester United, they need to do counter attacking and all that stuff and look in to do well defensively, the midfield to win the ball and Russell to score and all that stuff. So yeah, for this game tomorrow, I'm gonna go for I'm going to go for 2-1 Arsenal win. The goal scorers for Manchester United is going to be Marcus Rashford, and the goal scorers for Arsenal is going to be Bukayo Saka and Eddie Nketiah. So those are going to be the goal scorers for that game on Super Sunday, the game of the weekend, the all rivalry. Looking forward to that one, and that's going to be another live watch along that I'm going to be doing on Sunday. So make sure you guys check that out. It's going to be absolutely fantastic to watch. So yeah, 2-1 is going to be my prediction for that one. All right, guys. So that is all my predictions. Let me go through them one more time. So earlier today, about 3 hours ago, I say before that game, Luton Town versus West Ham. I'm gonna go for Luton Town win of 2-1. That's my prediction for that one. Then I'm gonna go for a Sheffield United 1-0 win against Everton at lunchtime on Saturday lunchtime here in the UK. Then the 3 p.m. games, I've gone for Brentford 2-0 win against Bournemouth at the G-Tech Stadium. Then I've gone for Tottenham Hotspur 3-1 win against Burnley at Turf Moor. Then I've gone for Chelsea 3-1 win against Nottingham Forest at Stamford Bridge in West London. Then I've gone for Manchester City 2-1 win against Fulham in the city of Manchester. Then I've gone for Desmond 2-2 draw between Brighton and Newcastle United on Saturday Night Football at the Amex Stadium on the South Coast. Then Super Sundays games, I've gone for Crystal Palace 2-1 win against Wolves. Then the other game, I've gone for Liverpool 3-1 win against Aston Villa. Then the big game, the game of the weekend, Super Sunday, I've gone for an Arsenal 2-1 win against Manchester United at the Emirates Stadium. So that is it, guys. That is all my Premier predictions for Game Week 4 for this weekend, and that's going to be that's going to be the last Premier League game before the international break. And the Premier League will return in 2 weeks' time. So make sure you take note of that one. So that is it, guys. That is it for this video. I want to say a massive thank you to all my new subscribers, all my new followers on Instagram, on my TikTok. Big up you guys. And if you want to make me even more happy, make sure you keep on hitting the subscribe button if you're new. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you click the bell notifications because, like I said, either later on today or tomorrow, I'll be doing a match preview for the Chelsea Nottingham Forest game. Then tomorrow, I'll be live for the Chelsea Nottingham Forest game on my YouTube channel. After that match reaction, then on Super Sunday, Arsenal versus Manchester United. Looking forward to that one. So make sure you guys don't miss that one. It's going to be an absolute amazing thing to watch. So there we go. So that's going to be my plan. And make sure you click the share button so that everyone is welcome to my YouTube channel and give their predictions. And let me know what team do you support, and let me know if you're confident of you beating your opposition, whether it's home and away. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll react to them as soon as I can. So yeah, as always, people, take care of yourselves. God bless you. Goodbye, and I'll see you guys very very soon. In a big people, peace. I'm out of here. God bless you. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you. Goodbye.